Hi, my name is Dex from myconsult, and as we implement e-invoice for more and more of our clients, one of the things that our clients has asked us is, are we able to create different guides and videos to explain certain steps and certain processes, or how AutoCount can help to manage certain of the processes. So one of the processes a lot of clients has asked us is, how are we going to manage self-billing invoices inside AutoCount? So in today's video, we'll be going to look into that, alright? What happens is we are going to look at how AutoCount can help you to manage your self-billing invoice. And one of the self-billing criteria is actually when you import products from a foreign country, or if you obtain foreign services, or example imported services. Okay, so in today's video we're going to look at how we can actually first of all manage your creditor maintenance side. So to do that, we can actually come to creditor maintenance. Okay, so let's say we want to create a supplier that we import from. Okay, so we press new, and here we can put in the supplier's name. Okay, we put foreign supplier A. Okay, so from a tax entity perspective, because this is a self-billing, what happens is we can click the drop down list here. We can press add new if it's a new supplier. Okay, add new. First thing you need to do is you must identify this as a business, and this is a foreign business. Okay, so click foreign business, and this is already no longer a compulsory field that you need to fill up. You need to fill up their phone number. Say example, if it's a Singapore company, you can actually put a Singapore number. Say example, supplier@gmail.com, number 1, postcode 578. Okay, city Singapore, and then from country here we can actually select from the list Singapore, and from here state we can actually select all states. Okay, so done, we press save. So apart from that, you can just key in all your normal billing and mobile phone number, email address as per normal, and what is the currency they are dealing with. So example, if you are using US dollar, we select US dollar. Okay, once done, we press save. Okay, so for other suppliers, things like if you example book hotels from Agoda, so you can also create a supplier called Agoda, double click into it, and we actually link it to a tax entity called Agoda. Okay, and same for things like your Meta. If you buy Facebook ads, you also can create a supplier called Meta and create the tax entity as per just now. To generate a self-billed e-invoice, there are actually 2 steps to it. The first step is actually to create your own invoice first. Alright, so there's actually 2 ways of creating your invoice. It's actually through the AP invoice or through the purchase invoice. Okay, so let's say for example, I am importing products from overseas. So when I want to update my stock, I need to update it in my purchase invoice. So first thing we need to do is come to purchase invoice. Okay, left click, select the supplier A, which we created just now. For supplier A, we select our products that we want to order or we already received. Say testing item, we can say example 100 pieces, and then select another product, come in here, say item 1, we want another 100 pieces. Okay, so once you actually update all this, right, the next thing you need to do is we just press approve, and this invoice or this supplier invoice has been approved and is ready to generate your self-billing. Okay, so when this message appear, they are just prompting you saying your DO and your invoice is not updated. So we can press no, and we can update our DO and our invoice. Okay, so back again, we press approve. Okay, how are we going to do the self-bill right now? So usually the self-bill will need to do by the last day of the following month. So you can come to here, the e-invoice here. We can actually create the self-bill invoice. Okay, so one thing you have to take note, right, self-bill invoice, right, there is no double entry posting. So your double entry posting hitting your supplier accounts and things like that will be from your purchase invoice. So let's say example, today I want to create a new self-bill. I just press new here. I can select here, and I can select example foreign supplier A. Alright, and I can actually copy this from the purchase invoice. So I press copy from purchase invoice, I type here supplier A, search. The system will then tell me I have 2 invoices from supplier A. if I want to merge them together, I can just tick both and I can press OK. Or even if I want to split into two different self-billing, I can check both and I can press OK. So what happens if I want to split them both? In this screen here, you must click generate multiple self-bill split by document. Okay, so if I want to split it up, I can press generate multiple self-bill. I press OK, and the system will say there's two drafts created. Once I'm done, I press yes. The system will have two drafts waiting for me to approve them. Okay, so if I want to approve them, I can just press check all and approve, and I can press start. Okay, so once I already submitted, I can close the screen. I can come to all here. You can see now the e-invoice status is called pending. I refresh and I got my validation already for both invoices. Okay, so that's actually how we actually going to get our self-bill from AutoCount, and how it's going to generate it on a month by month basis or by an individual self-bill invoice document basis. Okay. Okay, so another way of how we can actually generate self-bill invoices is through the AP invoice. So normally most of my clients will be things like, for example, suppliers who are actually non-trade. So example, let's say we treat Meta or Facebook ads, right? So as a company spend ads on Facebook, what happens is they will create a supplier called Meta, and then after that they will create their invoices through the AP invoice screen. So how we would normally do this is actually we will come to AP invoice. Okay, select here Meta. Okay, then we press plus. We can say this is advertisement. Okay, then you can put this is say things like Facebook ads. Okay, and we can put in what is the amount. Alright, so put invoice number down here, and once we're done, we can press save. Okay, so let's say we will create one more Facebook ads again. Meta. Okay, and then put the invoice number, press plus, put here advertisement, Facebook ads. Okay, and put in the amount. Done, press save. Okay, so once we have created the AP invoice, we need to then create our self-bill invoices. Again, like we mentioned just now, self-bill invoices, we can come to e-invoice and we come here to self-bill. Alright, so self-bill, we can press new, and from here we will select Meta, and from here we can actually select from copy from AP invoice. Okay, so the thing that you need to take note of is your version or your revision needs to be at least revision 27. You can check it from here, or not. Prior to that, you can copy from AP invoice. Okay, so press copy from AP invoice now. We select Meta, search, check all, and then press OK. So just now, remember what happens is when it comes to supplier invoices or those that we import products, we actually select generate multiple self-bill invoices. But for today, the Facebook one, I would like to do as a single self-bill. So I will select normal copy, I press OK. Right, so then what happens is both Facebook ads will appear here. One of the things that you need to take note of is the classification. So make sure that this is importation of services for Facebook ads. So we manually change this if it's not correct. Okay, so change this to 035, and once you're done, we press approve. What happens is it will send to LHDN, submitted, refresh, and we have to wait until the status becomes validated. Alright, so this state is actually dependent on LHDN, so sometimes it will take longer than normal. So let's say example refresh, still cannot. We can actually request from LHDN again. We can come to e-invoice here, we can press e-invoice submission status, and then we can press search, and we can see this is the one that we have submitted just now. We press refresh e-invoice status. Okay, so this is what we do is we are actually using AutoCount to call the LHDN e-invoice portal and ask them, do you have our e-invoice validation correctly done already? So sometimes it will still take longer than expected, but what happens is this is a forced or manual way of requesting the information. Okay, so that's all for today. Do let us know if you have any other guides you'd like us to create. Thank you.